G'day folks, Jim Langlands here from FX Charts with the currency outlook for the Finance News Network for Tuesday the 3rd of July. The markets started out the week really pretty quietly following the move on Friday. Asia didn't really know what to do with it, and then once Europe got up and running, there was some pretty soft data in unemployment data, and the European PMIs were all soft. So that kept the pressure on the euro a little bit. That was helped out further by both Holland and Finland threatening to block the ESM bond buying deal agreed at the EU summit last week. And that ensured that the euro remained heavy, and it's currently sitting around 125.80, where it spent much of Friday's session. The dollar wasn't going to be a runaway success to the upside, though. There was some very poor ISM data out of the States with a reading under 50, 49.7. So that saw that the dollar wasn't going to strengthen too much, and now we're really going to just sit and wait, I think, for the Friday's non-farm payroll data reading, which will give us a view into the possible thinking of the FOMC later in the month. Elsewhere, cable, that's still reasonably big. It's up at around 157. There was a better PMI reading out of the UK, and now the market's looking forward to the Bank of England meeting on Thursday, where it looks as though the market's convinced itself that the Bank of England is going to add an extra $50 billion in its asset buying program through quantitative easing. So we'll have to wait and see on that. The yen, that's mildly stronger against the dollar, but it's not really doing anything. It's back at 79.5, and it's stuck within the 79.80 range, so I don't think we're going to see an awful lot there today. The main interest for the session, though, will be from the RBA, which is pretty much universally expected to remain unchanged. And if that's going to be the case, it wouldn't surprise me to see a test of 103, and if it breaks above that, there's not an awful lot to stop the Aussie technically going to 103.65. But we have got quite a few technical levels to get through before we actually hit 103, so it might top out here, but it's 102.55 at the moment. But nothing's going to happen, and we take our lead from the RBA. And the Kiwi, likewise, that'll follow the Aussie around later in the session. It's currently at 80.35, and on the charts it looks reasonably bid. But it'll take its direction, as I say, from whatever the RBA do. That's really about it. Aside from the RBA, later on in the session we get the European PPI data. But the market's actually going to start getting a little bit thin, I think, later on as the US session begins to disappear for the July the 4th independence celebrations. So it looks to me as though it's going to be fairly range bound, but it could be thin, and we could see some spikes. But that's really about it today. Not an awful lot else to report. If you do want a more comprehensive outlook on the markets, go to the website as usual, www.fxcharts.com.au. And that aside, please just remember that any outlook here is a personal view only and is not intended to be used as trading advice. So that's about it. Have a very good day, and we'll talk to you tomorrow. Cheers.